But as you say, it's really difficult to know what to do when your character sort of blows up so much and so many people are sort of scrutinizing sort of everything that comes with that character from that point, because all eyes are on that character. I mean, I love the playable characters from Borderlands 2, but like to me, there's no doubt that Handsome Jack is like the biggest part of this game. Like, he is one of the main characters of it. You hear him so much,
Yeah. Well,
and you get to
that's
sort
what
of know him so
really
much.
pulled the game into mass acceptance in the way it did, because Borderlands 1 wasn't as popular as Borderlands 2. And that was because Jack was such a believable and kind of he was a bad guy you could really kind of get into not liking, you know, to kind of having a want to try and fight back against. That's the reason why it worked. So then to go 180 on that, just it blows the mind that people come up with these thoughts. Right. How are we doing? I'm not sure how long we've actually been playing. Are you good to carry on?
Yeah, I can carry on. We can start this old claptrap mission.
Well, this is taking us to bunker, so.
Okay.
So this is the bunker mission, so we can get our McShooty thing done, get up there, take out bunker. It's a little bit of a mission, but
no, yeah, I think I'm good to go. But it's interesting, you mentioned the sort of reception of Borderlands 2 compared to Borderlands 1. And I remember playing Borderlands 1 and sort of being like quite meh about it, I guess. I sort of didn't really get the whole looting part of it at that point.
There's a big time commitment to Borderlands 1. Like, for a while you're just kind of wandering around before you start to see what the game wants to do, before you understand the enemy system and the story opens up, and then, like you say, the guns and the loot and everything else come into it. It does take a few hours for sure.
Yeah, it's a slow burn, as they say, a slow burn. But I was still hyped for Borderlands 2, and I can't really remember why. And it could have been the trailer, just having sort of the right mix of music and gameplay, but I sort of got Borderlands 2 on launch and immediately fell in love with it because it's got so much character to it. That definitely didn't, like, it wasn't as well. It just wasn't as slow to start as maybe if they can get a headshot.
To be honest, I ran off to try and get a vault symbol sorted.
Instead of getting the headshot, I will just do the sensible thing and get out my shotgun. Oh no, it needed to reload! My own hubris! I have died.
Oh, sorry. But yeah, Borderlands 3 didn't find it... Sorry, Borderlands 3. Borderlands 1 didn't really find itself until the main game was up and running. They made it nice and big. There was a lot they had. They had obviously very huge ambitions for it, and they fulfilled a lot of that. But it had a fairly tumultuous lifetime in development, which meant that it sort of shifted from one thing to another before it found its feet. So I think that it did really well, but you had to spend... It was quite a lot of hours, really, to see what the game was, and until you got to multiple playthroughs, that's really when you understood what Borderlands was all about. And then it didn't find itself, I don't believe, properly until the DLCs, when they said, we've got the system here, we've got the mechanics, let's have fun. Like, they you know, stuck a zombie island game together and then stuck an arena together, and Nox's stuff, and chucked in Clawmerax, and just had, you know, all these different things going on that just made it chaotic and fun, and those were more... They were more focused in terms of, here's the story, go and get on with it, you know?
Yeah, like I definitely
Why? I can grab
sort
Claptrap.
of
Straight to
remember
chat.
the DLC more fondly for Borderlands 1
Mm.
than Borderlands 1 itself. And obviously, sort of like the loot rooms that you would go and farm in that are sort of the beginnings of what the main looting system was. Like that sort of sense of like, oh yeah, there's just a room and it has the possibility. Okay, you died. The possibility of so much loot is just fantastic. It's very fun. But I also feel like the end of Borderlands One sort of
Big letdown for most
as
people. Like definitely was awkward for sure.
as they
Famously
say,
awkward.
filled with tentacles and disappointment.
Yes,
As they say,
as they say.
tentacles.
This gun's pretty handy actually because I have to aim at people's feet. This should be called the Call of Duty gun. If I aim at the floor, it actually hits the target. So it's
Aim higher.
yep.
Wait.
Requires no skill on the behalf of myself for actually hitting the target. I just shoot at the floor.
Thank you.
But yeah, once they've got things established with the DLC, Borderlands 2, I'm pretty sure was built off of the same engine, but they had more budget. They didn't take that long to put it together after Borderlands 1. It was actually out quite quick. I'm totally trying to. But yeah, they put it together pretty quick, and they were just a lot more aware of what they had and what they wanted to do, and it shows in a big way. They just leaned into all of the best stuff about Borderlands 1, focused things more so there was less spacious, less wandering around without, like, you know, a purpose or without things in between from one place to another. And they just turned everything up to 11. And then just carried on.
I don't know
really
about you,
supported it.
but a lot of these enemies are like level 24, 25, and I'm only a wee baby at level 20. I feel like the game has expected us to do some leveling in between.
Well, I feel like there could be an important lesson here that we can push forward and into the meat grinder and be punished for what we do. That is part of the Borderlands games. It does involve a bit of thought with when you're coping with the levels, but I'm taking out stuff not too bad, so I think between the two of us we'll probably be able to muddle this. You just might have to go a bit tactical.
Definitely sort of still working our way through. I am very squishy, but
Let me get the constructor out of this scenario. You've got a few things flying around.
oh no.
Anyone at all? I'm sorry.
I'm coming back. And it begins. I've definitely, in the past, before I knew the game as well as I do now, had points where I would just be hitting my head against something in this game, because you can still do it, even if you're underleveled, but it's just harder. But the fact that you can actually still do it feels like not necessarily something you're always offered to do in games. Ooh, loot midget.
Yep, definitely. There's a chance of loot midgets throughout this entire quest, isn't there? Increased chance of loot midgets.
Definitely up the top as well.
Yeah.
That's where I've always had luck with them.
You did. Give me the loots.
Thank you. Run away.
What? Didn't drop anything.
And he dropped nothing.
What? Being trolled. That was a loot troll. Loot troll, not a loot midget.
The betrayer!
I'm done. Bye.
Just need to reload my shotgun here.
So,
Ooh.
saying about the difficulties there,
I'm
it's
up.
so good having the freedom for you to choose what challenge you feel like at any given moment by pushing more into stuff or side questing. It gives you some idea of your level versus the level of the mission you have in front of you, so you can just go and do stuff that's easy or you know, medium or hard or whatever. But I did notice in my current Wonderlands playthrough that it actually gets to points where it says, ooh, I don't know about that, the mission you're about to go into is a few levels higher, you might want to go off and do side stuff. And it's fine having that, and it still gives me the option to go forward, but it's pretty rare I go into that and then I actually find it hard. That almost feels like a mechanism deliberately trying to slow my progress because the game, you know, is lacking in terms of the content relative to one of these games. So it's sort of almost like, hey, I think you should just go off and do stuff for the sake of it. Which I feel like they'd have been better off making it more linear and just you know, just saying here's more quest steps. But sorry, go on.
A lot of games sort of want you to stay in them. They want you to continue playing, and they want your time. And as you say, like sometimes they try to artificially extend that game time.
Yeah, man.
By
they do a bit of Naruto filler.
Yeah, and it's sort of like, I'm very glad that you made that reference. Like, yeah. It means you've been listening to me when I talk about Naruto for the last 10 years. The turret on the left is quite low. Yeah.
I pulled out this gun, the hail, and completely forgot about the arcing thing. It was just aiming completely flat and missing by a mile. It's a very interesting, like, gun.
No, it looks interesting. It looks like it's got a very strange.
This is it. What you want? Different kind of tools and different kind of flavors to what you're doing in the game, and that's keeps it fun and interesting. I'm just gonna keep saying interesting over and over until I wear it out.
How interesting of you.
Just call this channel interesting.
How is that thesaurus helping you out? If I find the thesaurus interesting. Oh. Right. Door is opened. And let's see if we can push to the top here.
Find some more loot, please. Where you at, little buddies?
I know you're hiding in there somewhere.
Now, let me. Well, there we go. I keep Gunzerking and pulling out a rocket launcher, which I have no ammo for, which makes it not very good when I'm trying to Gunzerk.
Pro tip.
Ooh, man.
Gunzerking with a second gun. It's worth having that gun able to fire.
That's how you play salvage it. Oh, loot midget.
Where is it? Ping it! Oh, there's no ping. There you go. That's another quality of life thing that could be added. The old ping system.
Ping. Ooh, boy, it's tanky.
Oh, he's taking me down as well. It's very hard to know whether I'm actually hitting when there's all these explosions and I'm having to use a gun where I'm basically shooting the floor.
Explosions. Explosions!
Vanquished! No. I haven't done too many deaths this evening, so it's definitely been very helpful having you around, people.
Well, it's we've mashed through it. You know, we've sort of got through it in not a terrible sort of pace, considering that we just keep dying. Yeah. Oh yeah, we have that constructor at the top.
We got a few things to get past still, and then obviously Bunker takes a bit of savvy.
Especially with no ball.
See if this one actually gives up anything.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
Just a cash monkey. Take that.
Yeah.
Give me the money.
Fair
We're getting
amount as
constructed,
well.
by the way. Ah! I fell.
The RPG loader.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think constructor up the top's also throwing things into the mix. You are getting constructed to death.
They have deconstructed. Do I have anything that is corrosive? Because that would help a lot. By George, it doesn't look like I do. Trying to think
Dominated.
what corrosive gum as well would be accessible. Up the hill we go. I'm still using the contraband skyrocket. It is so powerful throughout the entire game.
So
It levels with you.
So I just literally had this crazy thing at the start of my playthrough, because that had always been trash as far as I'd been aware. I don't know if it's just because I'd always downed myself, or whether originally when that was in the game, whether it was just poor and then they gave it a big old buff. But I've always avoided using it, and I was doing it jokingly at the beginning of this playthrough, and then realised that it was obviously pretty good. So
No, yeah, it does some really good damage. I think it sort of is usable up until the OP levels.
I'm totally trying to help you.
I mean, the level up there was incredibly handy. Like, keep yourself in the fight, Guardian. But yeah, I think at the OP levels, it sort of isn't very useful, especially since in DigiPeak everything is slightly weak towards corrosive.
Go for that warloader.
No,
Corrosion
something.
Torm, sorry.
That Cloudkill is amazing. Like, Cloudkill is doing the work,
Yes, it is.
paying its bills, you know.
Got the skills to pay the bills.
Yeah, one of the only issues with the
Howie.
contraband skyrocket is that it's fire, so it doesn't work against a lot of enemies as such.
Yep.
I'm gonna try and get behind this big boy.
Oh, he's down me. Yep.
He has, and I've run away from you.
That's alright. He's a tough cookie to crack when you're down anyway, because of the mortars and everything. If you keep chipping away though, I might get this. No, so close. Dang it. Well,
You might be able to strike him from the bottom. He is very. Fortunately, he doesn't get his health back because co-op, baby.
That's all good, man. Yeah,
Ooh,
clean
he's
him up.
low.
Clean him up. I'll come all
Maybe
that
you,
level, so. Unconstruct
You
that
get the,
constructor.
Cross map kill. Ding.
Nailed it. Yeah, I've definitely like hounded against this mission a lot more than this before, so I'm fairly confident that we can get through it without it being an endless nightmare.
An endless nightmare. I'm still at the moment. I'm still using the Last Go.
Yep.
Like it still works.
Did you watch my video on the Lasco? Did I tell you about the Lasco?
We have had this conversation before, but remind me just in case. My brain ain't what it used to be these days.
When the game originally was around and someone was talking about the Lasco, some YouTuber had said that the Lasco was French for donkey.
Right.
And that when you fire the gun into the wall, it sort of makes a donkeyish shape. And it does sort of have a spray pattern that sort of gives the impression of like a equine sort of four-legged animal to an extent. But when I was playing this through, I repeated that. And when I repeated it, I listened to what I was saying, and I thought, Lasco does not sound... No, sorry. They said it was Spanish. Sorry. It was originally the person that said it was Spanish for donkey. And as I was saying, listening back to it, I was thinking, Lasco sounds French. Lasco. Like the sort of, the way the letters, like the word is formed, sounded more French. So I was sort of curious as to actually where it had come from. And I'd always thought that the gun just had a fairly random brown sort of camo finish to it. You said you got it on you, right?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, 1 second. Let me come to you. So if you hold it, it's got like a sort of fairly randomly looking sort of brown and sort of various tones of brown. It's a bit awkward lighting to see it. But I thought it was just a random camo thing. But it actually turns out that the Lasco caves are a set of caves which are an important, like, historical landmark, where they have, I think it's hundreds of cave drawings of animals that are obviously very old. And so it was very popular, I think, after World War II, that people visited the caves to go and look at these things. But because of so many people going in the caves and the sort of people's breath and everything changing the environment, it was starting to wear the drawings out. So I don't think you can really go there anymore, or maybe only a very small part of the Lasco caves is open. But so that's what it is. And the actual wrap on the gun is not camo. It's a picture. It's a photo of the cave drawings. Which is just cool. Very, very, very cool.
So before we run off, this is where you can snipe Facebook shooty from.
Oh, is that where you do it from? I do it from the doorway when
you can do it from. I think you can do it from the doorway as well. But yeah, this is.
You got a sniper.
This is sort of the area. I do.
I'll just.
But I'm not the one. I'm not
let
the
me
one.
See if I've, let me see if I've got something I can use.
Oh, off the edge. No. I dropped my sniper for you and I threw it off the map.
I appreciate the effort.
Well, that's down there now.
Actually, out of interest, like, what can we actually get away with? Does it have to be a sniper? Can I hit him with
I don't know.
Do you think I can hit him with the infinity?
I don't know. You can try.
I don't think I've got the...
Like...
Oh, he's there. Can I hit Face McShooty from here with the infinity pistol? No, I think it's too scatty.
It's the bullets are getting there though, so.
Are they getting there though?
It looks like it from I'm like.
There's
at a
like
slightly off angle.
Yeah, well, the accuracy of it is not good. They're firing off so far off direction a lot of the time. But I don't know if they would have drop off on the damage over that range, or whether the bullet actually will physically...
Oh! I hit him. With the Lasco. I think I got him in the leg.
Right.
But I'm looking like not towards him, because obviously the bullets just go all over the place.
Does that
I
end
really
the
wish I.
does that end the mission, or do we have to get him in the face? I feel like
You have to
that's
get him in
ended
the
it,
face,
hasn't it?
yeah.
Are you sure?
No, you get you can shoot him in the arms and the legs and the torso as like side quest, and then it's only when you shoot him in the face that you.
Oh yeah, that's weird. I don't know why my quests were in a non-sorted order. Really unhelpful.
I'm jumping off for my sniper because
Yep.
no fall damage.
That's fine. Well, I'll be here a while. Oh, got him!
Oh, there you go. Well done.
Got
What
him
was that
with the infinity pistol. Infinity pistol
boy.
across all 1,000 cuts for Face McShooty. So there you go.
There you go. That is.
And I've just got a
Rather
random
smart.
loader behind me that's just appeared. What?
Yeah, I've just had a bunch of loaders that appeared,
Oh,
but
okay.
I'm hiding down here until you travel. So,
This guy doesn't seem fussed about me either. He's not attacking me. How very random. Although I just jumped on his head and he didn't like that, so fine.
now you have to die.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll push forward. Just checking these last few boxes. One more chance. One more opportunity here for a loot midget.
A few years back, Wilhelm and I paid a visit to your little friend Tanis, and we beat her for hours. We ripped it out of her broken fingers. But we let her live, because that's what heroes
We have
do.
had our luck of the loot midget. No more luck for us.
Slab, you're coming up on the bunker. I'm sending some of my boys to help you out.
Oh, I got a wee jet loader.
I am very far away because I jumped up for
The infinity pistol though.
for my sniper.
I might have to go and update that with the caustic cloud stuff. The infinity pistol I have, which is level 6, is still just tearing through stuff. Just absolutely murked the wee loader there.
Did he drop anything?
Nothing of any consequence, just general trash.
There's a
And if he did drop
another
anything, you
element
couldn't have it
to-
anyway, because we don't share loot. Sorry, we do
Have
share
you-
loot,
have you-
but I don't share it.
Do you remember this part as well, Matt? Being able to, if you look over to the left here, you can see Terramorpheus.
Oh yes, the famed Terramorphous. Yeah, I should have had a look down at the door when we passed through 1,000 Cuts actually. So that's 1,000 Cuts where we were fighting Brick's men just now, and that pond down there underneath with the little arrow pointing down the hole is for Terramorphous the Invincible, which is the first invincible boss available to you once you've completed the main story in Borderlands, and it's just a very tough boss. It's one of the Threshers, so the kind of sand octopuses, and it's very cool. We will definitely be doing that and probably getting punished a lot. In the direction behind us, I think we now get to see some of the end areas, so it's looking towards the Iridium Blight area and the volcanoes. And that, we got the desert down here, so I guess... I don't think that's actually the dust. Yeah, there's probably some other stuff. As we got, we'll probably we'll have a look from the viewing platform after the boss fight as we end the video, and just see if there's anything else we can spy.
No,
Given that we can
it's
do the fight.
definitely sort of. Yeah, that's it. We can win. But no, it's definitely nice how they sort of put everything near, so you can actually see it from the other maps. It's got that element that Dark Souls had, that like you can in Dark Souls 1, like you see something, you can run it to it, you can go and climb up it, and that's always just so good for your world building. And it's a nice little Easter egg to sort of point out, not something that everybody would notice.
This level 6 Infinity has done me proud, so I'm going to continue using it for the next fight and see how effective we can be with it.
Alright, fun's
Just to reiterate
It's,
how good legendaries are. I just realised that this feeds straight into this. This doesn't end at this mission, does it? It feeds straight into that next bit.
Where
See how we go for
angels
time.
like tread.
Yep.
Where angels fear to tread. Sorry.
Yep. Which I presume is from some other literary
Yeah.
reference, because Smashing Pumpkins reference it for the song. But I
Right.
assume that it's not originally their term. I could be wrong.
Better. Now that I've leveled up, I've been able to equip a more appropriate sniper rifle, and suddenly I can do damage again, which is wonderful.
Level 6 Infinity still doing me pretty good. I should turn off the shoot in my face first.
Run towards the beacon. The buzzard with the white beacon. It's taken me a really long time to actually look at what he's talking about there, because I've always just been so hectic in this fight that I've never noticed that. Oh yeah, there's a buzzard flying around with a white beacon. There,
Well,
drops you health and ammo.
again, like for a lot of us that were console players at the time these games were originally around, and probably spent probably the largest. Oh, sorry, friendlies. Largest amount of time in the console versions of these games. You were talking about, you know, not half the field of view, but it feels like one eye open. You really can't see that much, and it definitely changes the overall experience. Let's see if we can do a real-time experiment here. See if I can get my computer to crash or something. Field of view. I'm going to say that the original game was maybe, no, 80 looks too much. I'm going to say it's 70, which is actually the lowest setting you can use. So we're now playing this the old console way, and I'm already down there. Yeah, this definitely is what I think the old original version of this would have been. You should put it onto 70 as well.
I don't know.
It feels
How
so
about my
bad.
field of view?
Oh, I'm going to switch
like
it back in a
it.
minute. This is going to make me throw up.
No, it's I mean, I know it's a preference because some people do like it not as wide, but
If you like it this narrow, you're inhuman.
yeah.
I'm stating that to the internet right now. If you like this field of view rather than being able to see a lot of stuff, see your physician. There is something wrong with you. Maybe multiple things. Lasers.
Lasers.
Lasers. Got a couple of low ones here. This guy's crippled.
Just reloading.
Whoops. That was like 2 bullets. I forgot about the corrosive effect. I'm used to immediate damage.
Flat.
It's hilarious seeing what the speed is like. So this is sprint. This is sprint if you're watching this. Look how slow sprint, how clumsy and wiggly it feels. We're gonna switch the field of view back.
You really think I'd protect Angel with nothing but a couple of bots and some flimsy turrets? You see, you're not at the bunker right now. The bunker is in place.
Plot twist.
That's the bunker. With the BNK-3R, the greatest
Right.
defense bot
Get
ever
back
built.
here!
Designed her myself.
Let's see if
Do
we
me a
can
favor and die.
do the bunker. Always possibility for the Shan.
Okay, enough of that. Let's switch the old view back and then compare running across the the top here in sensible field of view. Just how much more, how faster it feels. You can tell that the games must have been designed with the larger field of view before they had to drop it down because of technical requirements, or limitations rather. But you can just see how much more natural moving around is like this. Like that sprint compared to this sprint is such a world of difference. It's a shame that for consoles for so long people just had that as the only option. Really would have just marred games. What's your opinion?
I remember when you first made the swap over to PC, and I came over and you were playing Destiny, and suddenly Destiny looked like a completely different game because you could see all the architecture.
Yeah.
And when you're on your Sparrow, sort of how much more you could see. And it, as you say, it really changes the game and sort of how you move around the environment. But we have the field of view now.
We made it, man.
So our damage isn't nothing, which is good.
I'll be honest, I've potentially not really hit it at all. I've still been shooting at ads and then playing around with guns and field of view and things. I've switched to the hail because I wanted to see if I could actually hit it with the hail, because the arc is quite steep on the shots. I'm not sure if when it's stopping it's a bit too far back for me. I seem to not be able to get it just now. I'm going to try that because I want to see how effective it is, and then I'll switch to something else after I've given that another whack.
No, it looks like you're hitting.
I'm getting that time, yeah.
Like,
yeah, as long as I'm right on the edge here, and he's fairly close.
Oh no, I'm going to die.
I'm ignoring you, I'm sorry.
now try and get the damage on the box. Otherwise, all is in vain. He's right by the spawn. How fortunate.
I mean, it's more interesting for these fights to be a little bit lengthier anyway. Actually see a few of the mechanics of the bosses. I did the fourth DLC activity for Wonderlands the other day, which was the Shattering Spectre Glass, which you fight a big wyvern at the end. But because of just the gear I've got, when I actually finally got to the boss, I want to say that it was probably less than 10 seconds to kill him. It was probably hold down the trigger like I am with my Infinity now, and he was dead before he even really showed off any kind of attacks or anything. It made it very anticlimactic and a bit boring, if I'm honest. So for a fight to have some more meat to it is definitely cooler.
I mean, it's definitely one of the things as well that, like, when you first fight this boss, like, you're not gonna have the
Crazy
knowledge
guns.
of what you can do to, like, kill him in one shot. But as you sort of start to learn the mechanics, go through playthrough 2, and sort of, oh yeah, this is actually working, like, damage-wise, like, it's taking off big chunks. And then that sort of has its own reward, but I do definitely agree. It's nice to actually, like, fight against some of these bosses. It's like definitely in the early game as well. Like, you can miss if you know what you're doing too much.
Sorry.
You can sort of miss a lot of the challenge in the game because you can just sort of over prepare and get the right gun. But then, as you say, it just becomes like, okay, you walk in, you melt the boss, and then you're done, and it doesn't really have any climactic end to it.
Doesn't This doesn't feel as fulfilling. It feels too easy.
Definitely.
It doesn't feel like as rewarding that you've worked to get to the thing when you can just push it over with a slight wind. So it's quite interesting. I'm automatically trying to aim for bore shot positions on the boss because I'm so used to playing Zero.
Yeah.
So I'm not actually shooting the crits.
It's nice though because like certainly with more of the characters that I'm sort of more familiar with, you can do builds with any of them to like melt this boss. Like the Pimpernel with Maya and the black hole ability that she has that sort of sucks everybody in. When you do that, it can increase your fire rate or something, and then with the Pimpernel it just melts. And then obviously you can do money shot stacking with Sal. Zero you can bore. Gage. I've never really played Gage, to be fair, but I know that she
Gage.
Can do a lot of damage with her Anarchy.
Anarchy stacks. Although I think that has been up and down over the years. I think that has been sort of nerfed and buffed. I don't think it's necessarily as powerful as it would have once been. I could be wrong. I've not done a great deal of Gage either, which is why I decided that I wanted to use her for my Borderlands 2 VR playthrough when I start that, using Maya because I'd used her one of the least, but wanted to do that on here, and then Gage is the next in that list, and I think that having Death Trap will help me just with the disorientation of the VR. Just so that way I'm not having to work quite as hard, not having to be quite as mobile, to have that backup. It's probably going to be really good.
Same with Axton. Axton could be very useful for that same reason. Just let them take the heat as well when you're orienting yourself in the third dimension.
Yeah, the range is just on, I think, as well with this. It's almost as if it was intended for. Probably not.
I really like some of the Jacobs snipers. I like Flat-on snipers as well. They're just fun to use.
Get him! Get him! Get him!
I'm reloading.
Get him! That's
Thank you.
Well done. Alright, not doing too bad.
Yeah, I'm very impressed with us.
I'm very impressed with us as well.
Since I'm 5 levels under and you're 4 levels under. And we are dying. Let's not make... We're not denying that we're dying on. It's just that we also did the killing. So, like, we win.
See if we get any goodies here. So this one obviously has a chance to drop any legendary, as any loot source in the game does, but the unique drop from this one is the Sham, which is one of the best shields in the game. The Sham is a shield that has a very high chance to absorb bullets, so instead of getting hit by them, a lot of the incoming fire will be ignored and converted into your ammunition, which is very, very cool, very useful, particularly in end game. It is one of the most sought after items in the game, and I've definitely enjoyed it a lot myself.
I think the bunker can also drop the bitch.
Yes, that sounds correct. Which is an SMG, which is, in my opinion, fairly vanilla. Nothing too special. A lot of
the SMGs are quite, like, you've got the few amazing ones, Lasco, Sandhawk, Flagger, but then you've got a lot of the, I mean, I know the Baby Maker's really good with Axton and stuff, but there's one that sort of look, I can't remember its name, but it's quite a bland SMG for a legendary, and it's very similar to the bitch, and they definitely feel just sort of a bit lackluster, I guess, as as legendaries compared to
Some of
their
the other things you can
counterparts.
get, yeah. Right, how are you doing for time? Like, I guess we've got a little bit extra here and another fight, and that finishes this mission off. So, I guess while we're here, I'm happy to carry on if you want to clean this up.
Yeah, no,
And maybe this video gets split
sensible.
into 2 parts because it's probably run on a bit longer than I normally do. But then it has only been like
still
2 missions.
recording.
Yeah, well, that's always a possibility. Like, the chance of me not pressing the button is fairly high as well.
Climbing up the rear of the control core. I'll meet you inside.
Human error.
Preparing bioscan. Please stand up.
Scan me, baby!
Scanning biosignature.
I am check his eyes.
Biosignature confirmed. Hello, sexy. Awaiting password.
What's up, girl?
Password is I love you.
That voice modulator had better work, or this will all
Voice
be for nothing.
modulator.
I love you.
I love you.
That was more delayed than I thought it might be.
Consider this your final warning. No, consider this my final warning.
It's
Turn
sneaking
around and I
into
promise I'll make
play.
it quick.
Doesn't make any
But I
sense.
swear, you take
If it's
one
your
more
final
step,
warning, then I'm
every
warning you.
soul
Bye
in
bye.
that sanctuary
Bye
will
bye.
die, staring at their own
Bye bye.
bodies as I rip
Let's see if I can make
them from their
anyone
chests.
watching this vomit by spinning around a lot.
Iridium alone could never charge you. It needs a catalyst, something to awaken its
And
It
I'm
needs
gonna jump now.
a siren.
And
Jump
hope
into my arms,
Jack
baby.
acquired his siren catalyst
I can
a
catch
long
you.
time ago.
Oh, yeah.
I did bounce on your head. That was fun.
I'm a tramampoline.
To set her free.
A trampoline. Trampoline.
Right. Sadly, I do find this, although it's quite a pivotal part of the story, and it is, you know, at the sequence of a number of steps and quite a hectic section up before this, I do find this section to be pretty disjointed, awkward, and boring. It's a bit of a funny fight. It's basically just survive for a while it just drags its heels on story.
Here, but
And
to truly
I think
stop
that's
Jack from
why
waking the
it's
warrior,
because
cannot
you
just
aren't
steal the
limited
vault
by
key.
a lot of like roadblocks in a lot of the campaign. You can just sort of go through it at your own pace, but at this bit it's like no, you have to go
you're stuck here, and
at
yeah.
this pace. Yeah.
Yeah, but it just feels like it's missing something as well. Like this room that you end up in is okay, but it's just the same kind of ads over and over for quite a slow time, and they only sort of you know are dropped very slowly. It needed firstly it needs some pumping music to the room to kind of make it feel like more, because it's basically no music. It's very quiet and echoey and just feels empty and a contrast with what the situation is going to be. But they needed to drop in like some bosses, even if they were repeat bosses. They should have been like, boom, you know, Captain Flint robot or something, and like a couple of others. Like just drop in like 2 mid kind of bosses or something.
The assassins from
Yeah, like drop in some more significant seeming enemies than just the endless robots that get dropped in here. Drop in a Saturn, or like you know, another kind of larger. Like they could have done a half-size Saturn, so it's not as big and imposing as the Saturn you get later. They could have dropped in, I don't know, Uranus, and just had like a medium-sized Saturn, or like a couple of them that were just a bit tougher and just a little bit more interesting and a bit more different for the sort of specialness of this scenario. So it does have music. I feel like sometimes it feels like it's not music, or maybe sometimes it just doesn't trigger. But it's just not very exciting. It's just sort of
if I
moody.
remember it correctly, it's very synthy and it just doesn't go anywhere. The music, it's sort of just very tame.
Well, yeah, I've got music playing now. Have you got music playing now?
I wouldn't know because I don't have any sound. I'm listening to you. Your beautiful voice.
Aww. Well, that's just
No.
sounds like the perfect, terrible end to a day.
Well, but I know what you mean, because even before we played this together, I think we both had that feeling that this part of the game just
Feels a bit
chugs
flat.
a bit, I
Yeah.
guess. And I'm sort of curious as to if that is a lot of people's reactions to this part of the game, or if it is just.
Yeah, if we stand out on this, please do tell us down in the comments if for some reason this is your favourite part of the game, or you really enjoy this bit and, you know, we've got it all backwards. Please tell us. We'd love to know other people's opinions on stuff. For sure.
I definitely agree with you, though, that like a boss, because I know that we've just defeated the bunker to get in here, but the whole point is that this place is meant to be like super protected and dangerous for people who come. So you could definitely put lots of big bad enemies in here.
Yeah.
And even
I mean,
if you
there should be more of the human guards as well. They should just be pouring in the whole time, because this is like Jack's most pivotal part of all of his plan. Like everything he's done since before Borderlands 1 is all centered around the fact that he is in the possession of his Siren daughter, who allows him to phase shift and control things and watch things and manipulate people. It's all tied into her. She's the one charging his keys. You know, she's literally everything, not only to the small amount of humanity he has left, the small connection to any form of humanity he has, but it's literally the pivotal pin in all of his nefarious plans. So this should be, you know, a super big deal. This is more important than anything else that Jack has got going on.
and yeah, it's just loaders and some electrical turrets.
Pretty much. I think maybe we get a badass now and again, but it's nothing much. There should have been like maybe another Wilhelm. Maybe Wilhelm before was a joke Wilhelm, and now we get the real Wilhelm. That would have made more sense. For that to have been like a copy or a dummy, the same
Wilhelm?
as, yeah, or like double Wilhelms now. Like you killed Wilhelm, but that's because Jack had backup Wilhelms. He could have had Will and Helm as two different thingies. That would have definitely fit in a lot better. But alas.
Boom, boom.
Yep. Yeah, like, that boom boom's back like anything. Like, do you remember the voice logs for what happens with Jack's wife, with Angel's mother? Do you know why?
Yeah, that's when you're in the map with Saturn, isn't it? And you can explore, and there's a bunch of different voice notes from before before he becomes Handsome Jack, I guess. Is it that?
Yeah, so basically, yeah. Like, basically, like, they discover her siren. She has the siren powers. I'm down behind you. And, they get, because the sirens are so sought after and so powerful, bandits try to take her, and in the process of trying to take her, she freaks out, and then she phase shifts a turret to shoot them, but then she also shoots her mother in the same process.
Right, okay.
And that's, you know, arguably sort of one of the real reasons why, you know, Jack sort of take things maybe as far, but yeah, again, there's still a lot more to Jack than being able to gloss over with a few things like that. It's not the Iridium of Light, is it? There's the area where the volcano is at the end of the game. Well, maybe it is Iridium of Light. But there's his grandmother's house. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's a really blow.
There's a really dark bit there, like you go to his grandmother's house just out in the middle of nowhere where he shoved her away, and then there's sort of the story of him having murdered his own grandmother.
Yeah.
Terrifying.
Well, it just sort of adds to his character that they did leave those things around for people to play, but it's interesting sort of what you can pick up from the game from those side quests.
This is too big of a pause.
Because
it's just stuff like this. There's just nothing going on. Like Roland's climbing around or whatever, but it's just not that needs to be happening while we're fighting. There shouldn't be these big pauses, and there's just too much of this where you're just kind of like, what do I do? Just it's like when you're out in public and you've looked at your phone 20 times, but at this point you're on your own. There's lots of people around you. You know, you kind of like, do I put my hands in my pocket? Do I lean on the table?
I mean,
what do I
at
do?
this point, because you've got that weight, it's just like, okay, let's see if I can jump through the map. Like, let's see if I can do something stupid, because you're just running around jumping, because that's
it just
all you can do in this bit.
Feels off with the fact that we've had such a build-up to get to this point, and then you're kind of standing around. That, I think, is, in my opinion, in terms of the story, I think that's or like the story playthrough, this is the one section where it consistently bothers me that it feels paced wrong.
Yeah. Which, in reality, like, one story point that feels slow is, it's not bad. But yeah, I definitely...
it certainly hasn't ever stopped me playing. It's certainly, like, I've never been excited about doing this bit. It's always one of those things where I'm like, I just want to get this done. Which is why I thought, I want to get this done while you're here now, and it's going to be, like, easier for me to just get through knowing that you're having, you know, you're still doing some of it as well.
That's the other thing, is that I definitely remember hitting my head against this point, because I did different right here. And like, again, you're exactly right. I had gone into this solo, or you'd gone from the solo at this level, I was sure that we wouldn't be progressing this fast. But because we're both here, we both sort of know what we're doing a bit. We can do it and get past this part. You need to grit your teeth.
Hey, look who it is, like, showing up and causing trouble. Running towards the fire all the time. Acting without thinking. It's
troublemaker.
It's the Ava of Borderlands 2.
Ava. Ooh, let me kill you. Oh no.
Sorry. I got excited.
No, it's Cloud Kill.
Oh no, it wasn't Cloud Kill. I threw in like multiple nades and shot. I was just excited.
Badass.
So the health speed this is moving, that is what makes something a badass. I've been pointing out in my playthroughs how a lot of things have the prefix badass, but then they take barely any hits with the very vanilla, like, basic gun, which means that they're a tough enemy. They're just like an adult version of an enemy, like a sort of mid-tier, but they're not a badass. And that defeats the entire point of having the badass. I just died, by the way, so don't die.
Don't die. Roger. That means run around and jump like a madman.
I'm here. You're all good. Feel free to die. May your death commence.
I fired a rocket into. Hey, is that the shield coming off, or another wave? No.
Nope, still going.
This is the Nova. Stay on your toes.
Just gonna stand really still and just fire my infinity.
I may have been disconnected.
Yeah, see, now that's also quite a classic thing for this game. I could see that, like, literally just when we get to this last thing, both of us drop.
Yeah, no,
wouldn't be the first time.
It's strange because I'm still in the party, but
it's still showing here on the floor doing something. Oh no, I'm gonna die and then you're gonna get kicked out. It's all gonna go wrong.
Connection lost. Let's see if I can get back in. Great game. Technical issues.
Let's check everything's nice and reloaded, so I don't wipe right at the end of doing this. Let's leave this turret low, maybe. That's how Jack gets you, man. DC.
He's in my PC. Oh my.
Yeah.
That might be it. Dead. No. I want the quest completion. I want the progress.
I can procrastinate. Are you not able to get in?
No, it's timing out. I feel like you should finish it off.
I mean, if it goes wrong, it goes wrong. I mean, I can always clean this up with you someone else, I suppose. I would say, no, we're a team. If you fail, I fail. But now I'm thinking, screw you.
I don't want to do this again.
It's for the fans, man. For the fans. We gotta keep things flowing.
Oh, maybe.
Oh, it says you've joined. Now it's gonna restart the activity. Oh, I downed. You better be in.
Oh no, my
No, I'm okay.
you crashed completely. Okay. Bye bye, Borderlands. Let's see if let's reload you. I put too much effort on my little PC. Playing a game that's 11 years old. The particles, man. It's the particles.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Beep Bebop has abandoned your struggle. I mean, if you try and load in, and then at least if it thinks you're in, maybe you'll get the progress, even if you're not here.
I'm gonna abandon you.
Roland's just working on the last thing. But yeah, it's just, for what this is, it's way too long. But even if they just sort of sent out like a wave of loaders, then a wave of like the ion loaders, then a wave of the like the ones that ram you, then like a bunch of badasses, like, so it felt like there was a progression, you know. Are you trying one more time? I'm on the shooting the injector.
I'm just trying to get in. It's just counting down.
I feel like
I'll give it
potentially I could just
5 seconds.
hang in this bit forever. Like, there's no more enemies will spawn now. I can just sit here indefinitely. While I'm waiting for the
like
shocker, I'm going to enjoy a nice sip of my tea. I kind of like making these guys stress out. Quick, shoot it! Quick, take it down! I'm just gonna.
Why haven't you shot it
I'm
yet?
just gonna chill out. Thank you.
It is seemingly not feeling the love. I'm
mean,
very confused as to why it disconnects me from the game and not the chat.
Could be anything. PCs, man.
Well,
You are now active. You are now connected to the Steam servers. It seems like the Steam servers played up. So it must have closed off the ability for you to be in a match with me. And it dropped, but now it said it's reconnected.
Oh.
Then invite me,
Just a,
you trickster.
no, yeah, it's the
What you trying to do to me, man?
I just like pushing buttons.
Damn it, Bebop. I kind of want to see if like
just your regular
maybe
Salvador.
there's an extra step here. Like if you don't rescue Roland, if I don't rescue Angel, maybe she'll just blow the entire building up.
Maybe
So sick of
if
waiting!
You don't rescue.
Quickly, destroy the injector while the shield's down.
It doesn't let me join.
Don't tell me what to do.
I would go for it.
I mean, I'm at no risk. There's no enemies. I'm just standing here, so. I'm gonna do a couple of victory laps of the room. While I wait to see if you can get back in.
Quickly, destroy the
No,
injector
I
while
think
the
that's
shield's
it. I think it's for you to complete.
Alright, okay.
This is
Let's do it. Sorry, Angel. And
System
Bebop.
crash. I wonder if it might be because where you are in the game, if it wouldn't let me join because of that, but
Normally you can.
Who knows?
I think it's probably more likely because it said that the Steam servers had gone reconnected or whatever. It's probably maybe blipping on and off. So it's just not sitting there long enough for you to connect. But well, anyway, either way, we can just smash that bit out on your account sometime. No problem. It won't take us long. Just gonna let this cutscene run here, and then that will be it for today.
His only way to awaken the warrior. We got the Vault King, but this isn't over yet. We gotta find Jack and take him out.
There's some definite plot holes and issues that pop up in this cutscene, but
I'm going after Jack.
just ignore those.
It's like plot armor, and you know.
Oh look, rushing into fights again.
Language. What's that saying?
That naughty Lilith.
Don't pick a fight
I'm just
with
gonna
a man
stand
with
here
nothing left to lose.
and not fight
See, I
Jack.
wanna show
I'm just
you
gonna
how much
watch.
Yeah.
you have to lose.
Feel free to
And I
just
got
take
the
my
most
friends away.
powerful Sauron on the planet to do it with.
Potentially up to 4 people just standing there watching.
Got a date to keep.
I mean, it would have been handy for as he came in for like some device to have like bubbled me or something.
Yeah.
I don't feel like that's like the hardest thing to just imagine happened and to, you know, obviously display that. I'm just going to open
But
these
then it would
chests. No, I'm back in
If he
Sanctuary.
could bubble you at any point, then he could have just killed you. It just
I mean,
potholes
they
potholes.
do it with when you get to Eden 6 and you go to help Wainwright. They do it with Troy in Borderlands 3, so they definitely can do it.
Yeah.
They hold you in the air and then they go running off around the mansion. You have to go and chase after. Just
That's
going to
with
open all
Big
of
Brain
these.
Gearbox.
But yeah, thank you very much, Bebop, for joining me. That's been a lot of fun. It's always good times having other Vault Hunters in the mix, and it helps, you know, dramatically with being able to push through the content. Nice to be able to chat and just chew on things. So yeah, I hope you'll be able to join us for some more Borderlands content.
Yeah, well, thank you very much for having me. I'm looking forward to potentially dipping in some DLC with you.
Yeah,
at some point.
yeah, we'll touch base on
maybe
that. But I think maybe I'd like to do Lilith's fight for. I'm getting the animation. I'm pretty sure I've already been to Marcus's in this playthrough, so I'm not sure why I'm getting this again. Obviously, I can check that because it's on the video.
If you do his first quest, the like rock paper scissors gun, where you try out all the different elements, I think that sort of counts as you having seen him type thing.
It's definitely done it twice though, because I've gone off and done his mission in Caustic Canyon. Canyon? Am I saying that right? All of a sudden that sounds wrong.
Yeah.
Having a brain fart.
Canyon. It's past your bedtime.
It is well past my bedtime, but we've made good progress. So
it's been made fun.
But yeah, I think maybe to do Lilith's Fight for Sanctuary would be high on my list. Something a bit different. Some people are less likely to have played that or seen it, being that was some free content that was given to the game between Borderlands 2 just before the launch of Borderlands 3 to kind of bring people up to speed a little bit. I haven't done that much, so I also would enjoy doing that again. So maybe we'll do that, Bebop, but we'll talk about that again soon.
Fantastic.
Thank you anyone who's checked this video out. I hope you had a good time. If you did, please do stick around, check out more of my videos. Please do like, subscribe, support me in all the standard YouTube ways, and I will catch you next time, Vault Hunters. Take it easy. Peace.